Good day, sir. My name is Dexter Gubatan, Block 5, Basic Claim 3. Definition of term. 1. Document. Any material which contain marks, sign, symbol, either visible, partially visible, or invisible, which convey a meaning or message to someone. Question documents. Number 2. Any documents about which some issue has been resized or is under security is referred to as a question document. Disputed documents. The term disputed suggests that there is argument or controversy over the documents. Ordinary practice among examiners. Disputed and questioned documents are employed interchangeably. The signify or document which is under special security, or for a holographic document, and any document which completely written and signed by one person is known as holographic documents. In the number of jurisdiction, a holographic will can be provided without anyone having witnessed its execution. Number 5. Examination. It's the act of making close and critical study of any materials in which question documents is the process necessary that is cover the fact about them. Number 6. Comparison. It's the act of setting two or more items side by side to weight and identify qualities. Correlation. Number 7 means critical comparison or side by side. Microscopic examination. Number 8, an examination or study which is made with microscope. In order to discover, we need physical details. Number 9, oblique or sidelight examination. Any examination with the illumination so controlled that it grazes the surface of documents one side at very low angle, referred to as a oblique or sidelight examination. Number 10, transferred light examination. Is an examination of this kind documents is viewed with the source of illumination behind it and the light passing through the papers. Number 11, ultraviolet. Ultraviolet radiation is invisible and occurs is wavelength just below visible violet end of the spectrum. This invisible rays react on the substance so that visible light reflected as phenomenon known as fluorescence. Number 12, Infrared examination. Infrared examination of documents employ invisible radiation beyond photographic emotions. 13. Signature is one name written by himself on documents as a sign of acknowledgement. Number 14. Evidential signature. Signature signed particular time and place under particular conditions while the signer was a particular age using particular implements and with particular reason and purpose of recording his name. Number 15. Model signature is a genuine signature which has been used to prepare and imitate or trace forgery as known as the model. Number 16. Simulated signature. A freehand drawing freehand drawing freehand drawing imitation of model signature. Handwriting is the visible effect of bodily movement which is almost unconscious expressions of certain ideas with the script form. Number 18. Copybook form. The sign of letter which fundamental to writing system. This terminology is derived from the old methods of teaching handwriting from the copybook which contain print on each page for the student to imitate. Number 19. Number 19. Standard. Those origins are known and can be proven in which can be legal use as example to compare with other matters in question. Number 20. Sample. A selected representative portion of the whole is known as sample. The term follows closely statistically usage. 21. Exemplars. Specimen of writing of suspect. Number 22. Forgery is the making or alerting of written instrument which intend to another person also highly specialized from disguise signature of one person signed by another person. Number 23. Simple forgery is the fraudulent writing signature of another in the natural or disguised right of the forgery without model. Trace forgery. Number 24. Executed by actually following outline of genuine signature which with writing instrument such as signature may be produced with the aid carbon papers for first tracing a carbon outline and then covering made visible coming to the model signature document without the model. 25. Freehand imitation. A signature which was acquired purely by assimilation rather than by tracing the outline of genuine simulated forgery. 46. Habit. A writing habit, any repeated elements or detail which may serve as individualized writing. Number 27. Characteristic. Any property or marks which distinguish in documents examination community refers to identify details. 29. Number 29. Curves. Writing in which the letter are the model parts joined together is curves. Together is curves. Cursive. 29. Natural writing. And specimen writing. The specimen writing executed normally without any attempt to control or to identify habits. It is usually quality execution. 30. Disguise writing. So writing may be deliberate or alter his usual writing habit. Usual writing in habit in hope finding his identity. 31. Movement. It embraces all the factors which related to the motion of writing. Specimen, skill, speed, rhythm, and the like. Number 32. Speed of writing. Not everyone writers at the same rate, so that considered of the speed of writing be significant identify elements. Right speed cannot be measured. Finished handwriting but can be interpreted in borrowed terms as slowly, moderate, or rapid. 33. Hin left. An interruption in a stroke by removing the writing instrument from the papers. Pen stop. As distinguished from pen nib is temporary sensation of movement of the pen to change direction of movement or stroke. Pen emphasis. Above intermittently holding pen against the paper surface with intense pressure. Pen pressure. The average force with which the pen contact contact the paper deals with the usual or average force involved its writing rather than the periodic increase. Number 37. Patching. Maturing on ongoing back over defective portion of writing stroke. Number 38, retouching. Right which patching are used of synonymously. 39, rhythm. The element of writing movements which is make irregular or periodic 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 irregular or periodic recurrence. Number 40, shading is the element of link stroke due to aid pressure on flexible pen or the use of stub pen. 41, slant is the angle of alienation of axis or relative to baseline. 42, tremor is writing weeks or portrayed by irregular annual stroke. Baseline. The rules or imaginary line upon which to writing resists. 44. Quality is distinct. Peculiar characteristic. It used to describe handwritten in identifying factors which is related to the written innovation itself. 45. Line quality. The visible record in the writing stroke or basic movement and basic movements and manners of holding writing instrument is derived from the freedom of movement, shading, and the pen position. 46. Alignment defect. Loading characteristic which writes inappropriately the following respect. Twisted letter horizontal. Arrangement and a characteristic of its speed. 47, character. 47, character. In our collection with typewriting identification, the terms is used to include letter, numericals, or points of punctuation. Clutch, which use number 48, which use typeface become filled with length dirt, in particular and enclosed letters such as O, E, P, and G. Number 49. Defect is individualization and identification. Number 50. Horizontal additional alignment. An alignment defect in which the characters to the right after text, the right after text its proper position. And that's all. Thank you, sir.